We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. If you're coming on, please hit that like button, hit that share button. Tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta today. Today is Thursday, July the 21st, 2022. And we are one day away. We're one day away from our 2-day live event that we're hosting here in Buckhead. So if you're coming on, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know we are live. Today is a next level day. I'm super excited. This has been an extraordinary week, and we are one day away from our 2-day event beginning tomorrow and on Saturday. So if you're coming on, hit the like button, hit the share button, put in the comments what city you're watching us from today. We love to know that you're watching us and to know where you're watching us from. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. We have a little over 7,400 subscribers, and our goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, like yesterday. So if you could subscribe to our YouTube page. I know sometimes YouTube requires you to sign into your Google or your Gmail account. Please take a few moments to do that. It really helps us, and it gives us the ability through those algorithms to get the attention that we want in order to help the people that we know we're called to help and serve. So hit the like button, share button, put in the comments what city you're watching us from, and I'm just super excited about today. If you haven't been following me and watching me through the show all week, every day this week we've been really conducting our mastermind countdown. We're counting down to tomorrow and Saturday when we're hosting our 2-day live event. Unless you've been like with Elon Musk on Mars and you haven't heard about this weekend, I just want you to know tomorrow night I'm going to be hosting a one-night prophetic revival here in Buckhead. It's a free event. It's a live event. We're going to do our best to provide virtual access to the event. I'm still not 100% sure how it's going to go until we get in the hotel tomorrow. It's going to be at the Marriott Buckhead Conference Center right here in Buckhead, literally walking distance from our headquarters across from Lenox Mall. So if you plan on joining us tomorrow, please be sure to get through that traffic as early as possible so you can make it here tomorrow, 7:00 p.m., our one-night revival. And then Saturday, this Saturday, the 23rd, from 12 to 4 p.m., we're hosting a Millionaire Mastermind. We're hosting a Millionaire Mastermind. So it's going to be a 4-hour deep dive that I am going to really show you how to become a millionaire, how to build $1 million business, from starting and structuring your holding company, really from resetting your mind. That's really what we're going to be talking about, resetting your mind, and then setting the right goals, and then structuring the right business, and we're going to just build it out from there. So it's going to be awesome. I want you to be here. I want you to join me in person. That's tomorrow, 7:00 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. 2-day event live. Both of the events are free. So if you haven't RSVP'd, please go to Ramonepreston.com/event. 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 You should see the link to the events page in the description of this video. Just click that link and go to our events page and RSVP. Register, sign up, It's free. It's going to be an amazing 2-day event. Now, if you're a preacher, if you're a minister, you're a pastor, even if you're just a believer and you're trying to figure out, like, how do I take my faith and my relationship with God and my desire to help my family and my church and my community, how do I take that and utilize it and leverage it in the marketplace? This is where we are as a tribe, as a culture, as a community. I believe a part of my assignment in this season is to really take what I've learned and what I have succeeded in as a business owner and as a ministry leader. I believe my assignment is to take that and to introduce it to a whole generation of people, a community of people like yourself who really don't know how to really be successful in both areas. We have a lot of people who are Christians. They have love for God. They got love for people. They want to serve their church and their community, and they're limited. They feel like they're restricted. They feel like they ain't got nowhere to go. They ain't got nothing to do. And it's only so many things you can do in the church anyway. I mean, you're going to serve on a ministry team. You're going to, be a usher, a welcome team member, a greeter. You're going to sing. You're going to work with the kids. You're going to be on the maintenance team, security. There are a lot of things that you can do within the church to help the church grow, to help the church make an impact. You can financially support churches and ministries that go all around the world and do great things. So it's not like you can't be successful in serving your church. But most people, whether they serve the church or not, as Christians, they just don't know how to be successful in the marketplace. So all we do is get a job, we just make money, we pay our bills, and we hope at some point God would just bless us and open doors for us. Well, this is a new dynamic, and I want to show people that you could do both. You could be successful in both. So if you want to see how that looks, if you want to be a part of a community that does both, my wife and I, we are church leaders. My wife is the pastor of our church. I pastored the church for 12 and a half years. We planted that church in 2007. So it's been 15 years because I served that church as the pastor for 12 and a half. My wife has served for 3. So it's been 15 and a half years since we started that church. And that church is continuing to grow and thrive. But we also have a business. We have a consulting business for small business owners, entrepreneurs, individuals, real estate investors. We have a coaching program. We have a coaching division. We have a training platform called Ramonepreston University, where we train people in business and in ministry. So there are a lot of things that my wife and we do in both areas. And we want to show you that you can actually be successful in both. You could love God. You could be a man or woman of faith. You can serve your church. You could serve your family. You could serve your community, and you could be successful financially. If you want to be a business owner, you could be successful as a business owner in the marketplace. But there are things that you just have to learn, and you got to bring both of them together. Because if you're just in the business world trying to figure out how to be successful in business, and a lot of the principles and concepts that you're learning, they don't align with your faith. They don't align with your philosophy. Morally, they don't align with you, and you just feel you feel conflicted. So when you get around people who have brought clarity to those things, it just makes your life better. So with that being said, I want you to really consider joining me tomorrow, 7:00 p.m. and Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m. for our one-night revival and our Millionaire Mastermind. So that's my personal invitation to you. So RSVP at ramonepreston.com/event, or just click the link in the description. It will prompt you to our events page where you can RSVP to join me and a group of other faith-filled believers, leaders, ministers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, go-getters that's coming together for this 2-day event. Now, today, I want to continue this discussion that we've been having all week, because all this week I've been sharing pieces of content with you in light of what we're going to be helping you understand in the Millionaire Mastermind this Saturday. So Monday, this past Monday, we talked about resetting your life for success, spiritually, mentally, environmentally, emotionally, professionally. There has to be a reset. Tuesday, we talked about goal setting, how you have to make sure your goals are reflections of your dreams. Your goals got to be big. They can't be small, because you're not going to have enough energy and enough like motivation to fulfill them if they just too small. You ain't got nothing invested in it. So you got to set goals, and then you got to make sure your goals are based on your dreams, and you want to qualify those goals. You want to be able to articulate those goals with words. But once you are able to articulate those goals, you then want to quantify those goals. You want to put numbers with those goals. So any goal you got right now should have a number with it. There should be a number or a dollar amount. So if it's something you want to do, there should be a number associated to what you want to do. There should be a dollar amount associated to what you want to do, because most of the times what you want to do is going to cost you money anyway, right? So Tuesday we talked about goals, goal setting. Yesterday, we talked about this concept called the SMS matrix. So all of this I'll be talking about, I'm giving it to you for free in the mastermind this Saturday. So all you have to do is join me, and I'll be sharing this with you. I'm gonna have a workbook for you. I give you a workbook. It's going to be an interactive workbook, so you're going to be able to interact and really do some work during the mastermind. We're going to have some breakout Q&A sessions. We'll probably have about 2 or 3 breakout Q&A sessions where I'll answer any questions you have. We'll do some interactive lessons, and I want to make sure that you're able to at least track all the way through, from resetting yourself, goal setting, making sure your infrastructure is built correctly and established correctly. If you already have a LLC, we want to make sure that it's put together right. If you don't and you need to start a holding company, we want to show you how to do that. So I'm going to be providing a lot of valuable resources. So yesterday we talked about the SMS matrix, and the SMS is for structure, marketing, and sales. So when you build your business should be built with marketing and sales in mind. This is why making sure you have the right structure is so important. You got to have the right structure. So when you have a holding company and then you got operating entities under your holding company, it keeps you at the top of the mountain, because you shouldn't be way down here in the valleys and in the creeks trying to do business, because you devalue what you're building. You're going to have to build your business in a way that you can stay on the mountaintop. You can position yourself, like I have right here, as an expert in your niche in the marketplace. You could properly introduce your products and services, and you could bring people into your sales funnel and into your pipeline. So no matter what it is that I do, whether it's sell apparel, I got an apparel line, whether it's hats and hoodies, whether it's coasters with my name on it, whether it's training videos or training programs, courses online, whether it's masterminds, whether it's real estate services, whether it's consulting or coaching, whatever the things are that I provide, all of those things have to be within my ecosystem, and I've got to be able to bring people into that ecosystem and stay at the top so I can direct the traffic. If you build your business like this, I'm telling you, it's going to change the way you do business. It's going to keep you moving forward. It's going to keep you progressing, and most importantly, it's going to keep you making sales and increasing your value in the marketplace. So we talked about that yesterday. I'll be doing a real deep lesson on that Saturday. So if you join me this Saturday, all you need to know is I'm going to be doing a whole deep dive on this, and I'll be sharing a lot of other information with you. Today, I want to talk about the Millionaire deep dive, because we'll be participating in a deep dive for about an hour and 15 minutes this Saturday. So once I cover all of the details for this concept, We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back at the back end of our mastermind, and we're going to do a millionaire deep dive. And what that millionaire deep dive is going to do is it's going to walk you through my 5-step process that I use for all of my clients. So we're going to show you how to make the right assessments. So that's going to be your assessment. I'll just walk you through a little bit of it today. So there has to be an assessment. And what are we assessing? We want to assess your personal goals, your professional goals, your financial goals. This is how you're going to build $1 million company, because you're going to take the time to assess, what do I want to do? For example, if you want to build $1 million company, let's just say you want $1 million business, or let's just say you want to be a millionaire, because you don't necessarily have to run a business to be a millionaire. You just have to know what vehicle to get into and how to leverage that vehicle to become a millionaire. So there are many, many people on this planet who are millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires, and who are rich and wealthy, and they don't necessarily run businesses like a business owner does. A lot of them may own businesses, but they may not necessarily be running them, depending on what it is that they do. But my point to you is the assessment is going to be very, very important. So we're going to do a deep dive on that Saturday to show you how to make the proper assessment, because you got to know where you want to go in order to be able to reverse engineer it, come back and figure out what game plans and steps you need to take strategically to get there. For example, you can make an assessment of your personal financial situation and realize that, wow, where you want to go financially in your personal life, your job ain't gonna get you there. So just making that assessment is going to help you understand you got to find another vehicle. So whether that means you got to find another job, or whether that means you have to find something within the ecosystem of your job that can help you scale to that number, making that assessment is going to be important. So I know a lot of people who are stuck working jobs. I know people who are stuck running businesses and they can't get ahead. They don't know how to get out of that, because they have not made a thorough assessment of themselves personally, themselves professionally, and financially. So you got to make that assessment. So we'll be talking about assessing your goals, assessing your personal life, assessing your professional life, assessing your financial life. All right. And then the next step is to identify. This is the 5-step millionaire deep dive that I'm gonna walk you through. We've got to identify. There are certain things we have to identify with. Now, as an entrepreneur, whether you own a business already, or whether you're restructuring your business, or maybe you want to own a business and a nonprofit, whatever the situation is, we'll figure that out in the assessment. So once we assess your situation, we can figure out what you want to do and what it's going to take to do it. Once we figure that out, then we can identify with what is the best business structure that you need. A lot of times people don't understand the holding company, because they just think, well, I'm not a millionaire, I don't have no big business, I don't really need a holding company. When the truth is, if you set it up initially the right way, you don't have to go back once you start getting some momentum and redo it, because you did it right the first time. Does that make sense? You got to be able to do it right the first time. And so once we identify with the business, I call it my 3 B's. We want to identify with your business, we want to identify with your brand, and we want to identify with your brand ambassador. If you can check all 3 of those B's when you're putting a business structure together, the probability of you being most successful goes through the roof. Because a lot of people start businesses and they never think about the business structure. They never think about the business structure. They never think about the brand identity. And they never think about who or what is the brand ambassador. And I know this to be true because I work with business owners and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and independent contractors and people who work W-2 jobs that want to go into business all the time, and they never identify with these 3 B's, your business structure. Most of the times when you're starting a holding company, it's going to be an LLC. If you have an operating company, that operating company is going to be an LLC, but it's going to be owned by your holding company. Just setting that business structure up alone, it gives you the ability to stay. Again, it gives you ability to stay, as you see on this diagram, at the top of that mountain. See, if you don't put your business structure together the right way, you're going to be way down here trying to sell stuff in the valleys and in the creeks because you didn't identify the proper business structure, okay? But then you got to think about your brand identity. What is the brand? What is the brand? What is going to be your brand? So, for example, I have a Next Level apparel line, right? Well, this Next Level apparel line is a part of Ramonepreston Brands. So it's not diluting Ramonepreston because Ramonepreston is the brand. Ramonepreston is the business, Ramonepreston Enterprises. So because I want to build a business structure, I want to build a brand identity around something that I know can resonate if I continue to just hammer it and drive it and make sure that message is clear and consistent over time. I don't want to dilute it, even though I do have other ideas like Next Level. So I have a business called Next Level. I have a ministry called Next Level. I have a apparel line called Next Level, but they're all under the banner. They're all under this banner. They're all under the banner, the umbrella of RP, Ramonepreston Enterprises. So business structure, brand identity, right? So we got to check that box, and then brand ambassador. So for me, Ramonepreston represents a business. Ramonepreston represents the brand identity. Ramonepreston represents a brand ambassador. I wanted that to be put together that way because I wanted to check all 3 of those B's. So again, I'll be talking to you about that Saturday and answering any questions that you have. So this is the Millionaire Deep Dive. This is how you put a $1 million business structure together. You have your assessment, that's the 1. You have you identify, number 2, and then number 3 is develop. So here, there are certain things you have to develop. These are what I call the P's. You have to develop your P's. You got to develop your position. That's going to be very, very important. You're going to have to develop your purpose. And when I say position, I'm talking about what is your position within your holding company? Are you the CEO? Are you the president? Are you the executive consultant? Are you the coach? Like, how are you going to position yourself in this company, even though you may be, let's say, for example, let's say if you have a plumbing company, of course, you may be the main plumber, but that's not how you should position yourself in the market as the plumber. You should position yourself in the market as the plumbing expert who happens to own a plumbing company, who is the main plumber in the plumbing company, but at least you are positioned in a way that you can increase your value in the marketplace. So position and then purpose. What is the purpose of your main business, not your operating entity? And you can't just say, oh, my purpose is to be a holding company. Well, that's good, but that ain't enough. That ain't clear. This is where the marketing and the sales plays into your structure. So I'm trying to cram all this in on a show. So hopefully you can join me Friday so we can talk in depth about it so you can really wrap your mind around this concept. So developing, we got to develop your position. Okay? This is the first thing we have to develop. We got to make sure you have the right position. We have to develop a purpose. What is the purpose, the main purpose of this mountaintop business that you're using as an umbrella, as a parent organization? The next thing we have to develop are your products. Because in order for you to market, which a lot of people don't do, in order for you to market yourself the right way and have the confidence when you go into the marketplace, you have to have what they call MVPs, like minimum viable products. You have to have at least a product, something. Here is a minimum viable product. This is a coaster, right? So at least I got a product. Now, if this product sells, or if this product is in demand, or if people are willing to buy it, that's another thing. That's going to have a lot to do with other things, but at least I have a product, okay? I have a phone. This is a product, right? We got paper. This is a product. We've got a board, a digital board. We've got products. Well, maybe you have services. Maybe your products are more service-based, where you provide a certain service for people. Maybe you need both. So this is a part of what we have to do. And I do this with my clients, to develop your products, to make sure that you got minimum viable products. And sometimes you need products and services. And then once we develop your products, or once you develop your products with the information, then we can look at your pricing. We can look at your packaging. Then we can look at your presentation. So you see how all this works together. I'm just giving you like a quick millionaire deep dive to show you that if you go through this process step by step, there is no way at some point you're not going to start generating revenue, making successful conversions, and building your business. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen over time. So we develop what? We got to develop your position. We got to make sure you have the right position, the right role that you're playing within your organization. We got to make sure that your purpose on the mountaintop is clear. Because if you got 4 or 5 different business ideas, or 25 different things that you're doing, you're not going to be clear when you start marketing. Because now you don't know what to talk about. You don't know what landing page you need to share. You don't know what links. You don't know what message. You got 80 different messages. You need to have one consistent overall message that really represents you and your entire brand, your entire organization. Your products, we got to work on the products. Your pricing, you got to make sure your price is right. Like, I sit down with a lot of clients, and when they start telling me their prices, I'm thinking, this is why you're struggling. This is why you're struggling. Sometimes the prices are too low. The prices are not right. They have not even done any research in the market to see what other people are charging. And maybe they don't have enough services and products that they're providing for the price. So now, instead of going down on your price, you might need to go up on your value. So this is something you have to focus on. Your packaging. How are you packaging your products and services? A lot of coaches and consultants, they miss this so much because they don't have their services and their products packaged right. And I've sat down with many of them, so I know what I'm saying is correct. I've sat down with so many of them, they have in their mind, well, I'm going to sell it this way and I'm going to sell it that way. And I'm telling them it ain't going to work like that. Well, I'm going to just give it a shot. Well, give it a shot and tell me how it works when you see how it works. And most of them never come back to tell me because it didn't work. Then you got your packaging and then your presentation. So now your marketing is really an extension of your branding. So this is a long game. A lot of times this ain't just something you're going to do in 2 weeks or in one ad campaign. It don't work like that. It's a long game. You got to play this game and you got to continue to just pound and hammer it until it gets into a rhythm and you start seeing the results. Okay, so that's the develop. And then our next step is going to be integrate. Now, as I said, all the stuff that I'm talking about here, just even this with the Millionaire Deep Dive, I'm gonna be talking to you about this Saturday. So if you want to come to a free event where you can really learn some of these things and get some aha moments and allow the light to come on, then you need to join me so that you can get this, because it's real critical, especially for where we are in the economy today. Like the economy is different than it was in the beginning of 2020. You know, we're in the post-pandemic world now, and we ain't going back to pre-pandemic world. So now we got to make adjustments. We got to pivot. So once you assess, identify, develop, then you integrate. Now, what exactly are you integrating? Integrating means when you have a business set up, okay, you got your EIN number, you got your articles of organization, you got your bank account, you got your domain name, you got your logos, you got all this stuff. Now, what are you integrating? Integrating means you're going to bring something into this thing that you call a business. And your integration is all about systems and processes, okay? This is what integration is all about. Systems and processes. Now, I teach in my programs I teach about 5 corporate systems and corporate processes and the roles that go with them. But in my coaching, I really put an emphasis on the main 4. Because, for example, if you have an executive system, well, that's you as the CEO, the executive. There are certain systems and processes you need for yourself. Some experts will call them general operating systems. Okay, so that's kind of like a given when you're the CEO. That's something that can be worked on. Outside of that, you have 4 main systems: sales, marketing, which we cover these 2 in this graph to show you how to put together a marketing system and a sales system and processes. But then you have financial systems, and then you have operational systems. So these are the 4 main systems you have to integrate into your business. So when you think about owning a business, here is how I want you to think about it. Owning a business means you own systems. Does that make sense to you? When you own a business, you really own systems. You don't just own something on paper that ain't doing nothing. Owning a business is about owning systems. And that means you have to have within your main business, okay, whatever your business is, ABC Enterprises LLC. ABC Enterprises LLC needs a couple different things. It needs a marketing system. It needs a sales system. It needs a financial system. And it needs an operational system. It needs that. And when you are able to get these 4 types of systems and create processes for these systems and integrate them into the ABC LLC business that you own, and you blanket them with a general operating system, then you are in the process of building a $1 million business, period. So if you're a solopreneur, you out there scrapping and you ain't got these systems, I'm telling you, you're working backwards. It's already hard to build a $1 million business if you got all these. If you don't got these, you definitely doing it harder. And it's not going to get easier. You got to learn this. You got to get familiar with this. You got to figure out the best ways to integrate it and make it work for you and for your business. So that's the integration part. And then the last step is execution. Because once you put these steps of this process in place and you put this into a business, now you're able to execute. The execution is about you having the right daily schedules, daily habits, action plans. You have you have certain business strategies that you're implementing. For example, you need to have a real work week. A lot of solopreneurs and even people who work regular jobs don't even have like a real business work week. They just get up and go and do what they do. They don't even think these things through. But you got to be able to execute this. So that means you got to have a schedule. You have to have some type of disciplined schedule, regimen a routine that you can use on a day-to-day basis for your organization. So you know every day there are certain things that you're doing that are helping you build on somewhere you're going. So this is the process. This is the part of my Millionaire deep dive that I'm gonna be doing this Saturday during our Millionaire Mastermind. So if you have not been able to, or I'm not even gonna say been able to, if you just haven't gone and signed up, I want you to sign up, okay? Now maybe you've been watching me for a while and you're convinced that these are the types of things that you need. You need these concepts, you need these principles, and you need this training and education. You don't have to wait till Saturday to get it. You could get access to all of this information today. All you have to do is text the word millionaire to me, and I'll reach back out to you, and we could talk to you about what we have that can help you start, structure, and ultimately scale your business to a $1 million business if that's what you want. So you can text millionaire to 404-478-7213. Even if you just have any questions about what I've been talking to you on today or this week, and you just need to know if what you're doing is right. Maybe you have a LLC, you really don't know if you can use it as a holding company, or you want to start a holding company, or maybe you have one system but you don't have the other systems. Whatever it is, I want to help you. I want to give you the right information. I want to show you that it's possible, and that as long as you have the will and the determination and the resilience to put in the time and the money and the effort to learn what needs to be learned and implement that and execute it, you can get to wherever you want to go. I've proven that in my own life, and I continue to prove it every day, and I want that to be your story as well. So feel free to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Please, 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 pretty please, leave some comments and feedback in the comment section. If you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments. And be sure to go to Google, type in Ramonepreston Enterprises, leave me a Google review, leave me a star review. I know sometimes Google, well, pretty much all the time, Google wants you to sign into your Gmail account. I know sometimes it could be aggravating, it could be frustrating, it takes up a couple minutes of your day, but listen, you're doing a good service when you leave a Google review for someone who's bringing value to you and to the community. So I really appreciate that, because guess what? We have a lot of people that watch us on social media, particularly on YouTube. And a lot of people find me from YouTube when they either go to YouTube or they go to Google. And so when I can show up and I have reviews from people who have taken the time to just give me a star, a 5-star maybe, or give me some words on how they've been impacted by what we do, it really goes a long way. And so I really appreciate your Google reviews. I appreciate you subscribing to my YouTube page. You can find me at Ramonepreston on any other platform: Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter. You can find me Instagram, all at Ramonepreston. Like, follow, share, give your family members and friends and people you know who have businesses, give them the information and let them know, hey, you might need some help with your business. You might need some assistance with what you're doing with your systems and processes. All you have to do is text Ramonepreston at 404-478-7213. So we are one day away from our event. I'm super, super excited about tomorrow and Saturday, and I'm looking forward to seeing so many of you join me and my team tomorrow and Saturday. If you have any questions, just reach out to us from the number you see behind me, and we'll be more than happy to help you. If you're having any issues signing up, RSVPing, whatever the issue is, just reach out to us and let us know. So until tomorrow, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching the Ramonepreston Show. We'll be back here